By the summer of '87, just 4 years after the band was born, Megadeth seemed on the verge of a meltdown. Gar Samuelson and Chris Poland had been fired, and David Ellefson and Dave Mustaine were strung out on crack cocaine.
I would do that first hit of crack and I would be gone for 3 days, 5 days sometimes. Once I put something into my body, I can't stop.
I mean, I was definitely his partner in crime and slime all the way down.
Amazingly, the drug abuse didn't derail Megadeth. In January '88, with Jeff Young on guitar and Chuck Baylor on drums, the band released So Far, So Good, So What?, which became their biggest seller to date. The album also revealed a different side of Dave Mustaine. His song, In My Darkest Hour, was a metal elegy to Metallica bassist Cliff Burton, who died in a bus accident in September of '86.
As soon as I heard, I just picked up my guitar and I started crying, and I just wrote the song, the music, in one fell swoop from beginning to end.
It's a very, very heavy song and a really kind of classic piece of Megadeth that really displays their philosophy in a beautiful way.
Filmmaker Penelope Spheris used the song to anchor her documentary, The Decline of Western Civilization Part 2. The film celebrated the new heights being enjoyed by hardcore heavy metal. Ironically, within weeks of the movie's release in the summer of '88, David Ellefson hit rock bottom.
I remember we had just played really a monumental show for us, which was Monsters of Rock show in London.
When you drive up in the tour bus and see like an ocean of people as far as your eye can see, it's pretty amazing.
And I remember I was so dope sick and felt so horrible. We had 2 more shows we were supposed to do in Germany, and I had to cancel them. I had to announce to the world that, hey, guess what, I'm a heroin addict.
David immediately flew to Los Angeles and entered a detox center.
I'm probably the worst kind of drug addict there is, because I'm the guy who can look you in the face and lie to you, and or you ask me how it's going, I'm like, it's fine.
He hid it for a long time, and one visit back home, I know to us why, well, he told us he had the flu. Really, looking back, you know, we should have seen right then what was happening, but we didn't see him all that much either, so that made a lot of difference.
With his partner in crime surrendering his sins, Dave Mustaine went too, the first of 15 trips to rehab.
I remember going in there and I said, you know what, I got a problem and I need help, and just started crying.
The worst part about going to rehab is it just ruins getting high. You just can't go get high after that. Because it's like being cursed with your conscience. You know.
We thought too, well, that could be the end of the band because it was taking quite a toll on everybody.
David Ellefson was determined to stay clean, but within weeks, Dave Mustaine resumed his dance with the devil.
He went out and relapsed and got high. And my first thought was, man, that's my buddy. I'm out of here. This is my excuse. I can go now.
I wanted to spike his drink, and I wanted to sprinkle heroin on his food and just do anything I could to get my running partner back.
And I stopped, and I just like, wait a minute. It's like, I can't do this for him. I got to do it for me, otherwise I'm going to die. And that was the beginning of me staying cleaned up from that point on.
10 months and 12 days without any alcohol, marijuana, pot, cocaine, or heroin. Thank you very much.
David Ellefson would stay clean, a feat that left Mustaine feeling alienated within his own band. In March of '89, Mustaine was arrested for erratic driving near his home in L.A. That he could drive at all was a near miracle.
I had 7 different things on me and about 9 different chemicals in me. I had no more intention of stopping there than I had of pulling my own eyelids off.
I remember telling him, Dave, just pick one. Heroin, freebasing, pot, drinking, whatever it's going to be, but mixing all the stuff. I remember I was having nightmares about him in a casket.
No more Mr. Nice Guy. Me, a nice guy.
That fall, Dave was asked to cover an Alice Cooper song for the Wes Craven film Shocker. By then, Dave could barely function.
They called me to do the video for No Mr. Nice Guy. And Dave was so screwed up, he couldn't do the guitar playing and the lyrics at the same time. I mean, I was freaking out, going, I gotta get this video done, and this guy, you know, can't walk and chew gum here.
In a move that seemed out of character for the metal maniac, Dave reached out for help.
I called Alice, and he actually made a gesture to help me.
I mean, I'm not Dr. Cooper, but I definitely was the poster boy for abuse. I basically became his mentor when it came to that stuff. I told him, I said, if you get a problem, call me.
I can't remember if he offered or I asked him to be my godfather, but it came out so that he's my godfather now.
With Alice Cooper's help, Dave made another attempt to go straight, one that would last for over a year.